Story 1. Better than Instagram. I have a scrolling urge, so I prefer to spend it here. Also, you can find serious answers to serious questions. People put in an effort to collectively solve problems for strangers. It's nice. Story 2. To get practical questions answered. To answer practical questions. To encourage people. To listen to different viewpoints. To check out pictures of many different things. To learn or find out about things I do not know about. Story 3. Because they are often the first result in Google searches, they block anything not safe for work, including violent video game discussions, or bombard me with ads. Their mobile site is specifically designed to make you download their app because then you need an account, and then they can start collecting data on you, or as I call it, spying. Story 4. For answers to specific questions that come from many people, you are not just limited to an article where they barely even answer the question. For advice on things, read the news, find interesting websites, and help other people out in subreddits that are close to you. Story 5. Quite honestly, just watch some spicy anime images of girls without clothes. I will never say the names on purpose so nobody can have the same addiction as me. Story 6. The upvote system generally makes it so that good or popular ideas gain traction, and you can discuss the news with random people. It's fallen off in the last 5 or so years, but it still has that aspect better than other platforms. Story 7. My mom monitors all applications on my phone using parental monitoring software. I have Reddit on an old Chromebook. I use it to talk to people, learn new things, discuss hobbies, talk about movies, read about sports, answer questions, and watch crazy videos. And as a teen, the not safe for work forums when the mood arises. Story 8. I noticed that since reading comments here on Reddit the past few years, I've learned so much about random things, and I've been excelling when I watch Jeopardy. This has probably become my only life accomplishment. Story 9. The community. It makes me feel like there are others going through the same thing as me. It makes me feel comforted and happy. Also, I get bored and scroll through a platform full of things classified just for me. Story 10. Majority of my time is spent typing long and arduous essays to an inquiry to improve my English vocabulary to a partial extent. Some of it, well, for hentai, yeah man. Story 11. It's a nice place to share my work. I'm a game, app, and web developer. Mostly games and apps. Also, I watch memes and I like to see what others are working on. Or news about technologies. News about science. Or random interesting stuff. Story 12. I have never used Reddit. Reddit and I have a relationship based on mutual respect and boundaries. It is a loving and consensual relationship, and we make it work, no matter what you may have heard. Story 13. I can be who I want to be and say what I want to say and feel better about when I have to be back outside in the real world with my skin mask. Oh, and I learn stuff too. Story 14. When I joined, I missed the old message boards I used as a kid, where I could talk about things the kids I knew weren't interested in. Nowadays, it's because I have too much downtime at work and need to make sad or witty comments to someone other than my coworkers. Story 15. I like to find melodramatic posters with a victim complex to argue with. I eat healthy and exercise but cannot lose weight. Yes, you can. You just do not actually eat healthy and exercise. Sorry, but drinking a Diet Cola and walking 1,000 steps a day does not make you healthy. Story 16. Because it's easy to pick up and put down at a moment's notice. I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I'd like something entertaining to do with my downtime, but a child could need attention at any minute. Anything that requires actual focus, such as hobbies, reading, or even just watching a television show, is more difficult for me to switch off at the drop of a hat. With Reddit, I can scroll for a bit while my kids are involved in their own play and then turn it off when they want or need my attention again. Story 17. At first, what drew me to Reddit was the funny Photoshop pictures people created for fun. But then, over time, I realized I could find so much information on Reddit about anything. Cars, celebrity gossip, interesting facts about my favorite TV shows, literally anything. I like reading people's questions and confessions and occasionally giving input when people ask for advice. Story 18. Every other social media platform is centered around following other people. Personally, I love how easy it is on Reddit to tailor what content you want to consume. Story 19. I don't know. I'm depressed. Searching for the feeling of love I felt once before, in times of despair, which have come yet again after I lost it. Not someone whom I feel I can hug. Story 20. Honestly, I don't go on this site much at all. But when I do, it's usually just to state something cool or funny. Something that means something to me. But I don't really like it here that much anyway. With the amount of auto-moderation, echo chambers, and genuine insensitivity, it makes this rare activity stray away from normalcy. I think this website needs to go through some changes and revoke some of its power from the people. It's almost like this site is a communist realm of hate and stupidity, full of people who just can't accept that other people have different opinions. But the rare times it stays up, it's pretty decent, like a calm after the storm and not the calm before the storm. Story 21. I've been trying to remember how I came across Reddit, other than those icons you see when you read something on the internet. But I think it was a gray YouTube video that explained what it was whenever I saw that icon along with Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, and so on. And it always came up in search results like Wikipedia. I still like the old Reddit version. It's easier to navigate through discussion threads. The new version is designed for clicks and ad revenue, just like everything else now. Story 22. To write about things at 2 a.m. that nobody in my close circle of friends or family would ever care to discuss. That Mr. Beast guy has not only the worst and most forced smile I have ever seen on someone, especially a celebrity. I am going to argue it may very well be linked to psychopathy and having no idea what an actual emotion feels like, at least enough to mirror or replicate in a way that is believable. I don't know, I just saw a picture of him pop up on Twitter and he is annoying. Story 23. I used it because Instagram has nothing but people taking videos, advertising products that I will not use or buy, and everyone competing to have the most followers. TikTok is toxic and is not for me. I have an account, but I gave up after 3 videos. It is annoying to post every day and make videos. On Reddit, you can state opinions and just talk with questions or scenarios. Sure, there are some photos, but it seems more chill, I guess. Story 24. Because I tried Facebook years ago around 2009 and never liked it. I think Twitter is a mess and I don't like the owner. The Reddit community has always been great to me, and I've met so many nice people and got great book recommendations, bands, games, and so on. Story 25. To talk about guitar and bass gear, until I realized that people who spend all day talking about music gear are some of the dumbest anti-science, energy crystal, propaganda-believing individuals on planet Earth. Now I use it to make fun of those people. Story 26. I don't remember the original reason. I think my spouse got me into it by accident. Now I use it for the chat rooms. I've met some good people there, but also some really horrible ones. Story 27. Facebook is how I stay in touch with family and old friends I barely see. Twitter is a cesspool, so I don't have it and haven't for about 8 years now. I'm just not interested in Instagram. I use Reddit for the subreddits on topics I'm interested in, such as cars, running, and games I enjoy playing. Story 28. Sometimes to answer my silly questions, sometimes to answer my legitimate questions. Mostly entertainment and connection. Kind of to keep up on information about things I like, such as aliens, music, and cats. Story 29. Games, technology, medical reviews, music, instrument substitutes. Also, to see how crazy world news is sometimes. I swear 99% of the people there are bots or have absolutely no conscience when it comes to the death of innocent people. It's always more death will solve this death problem of ours. Story 30. Because 10 years ago, I found that many of my "how do I do X" questions were being answered accurately on Reddit. From there, I moved from Googling, "how do I do X" on Reddit, to eventually just making an account to participate. It was also a better place for discussion and information than Twitter or Tumblr for me. Reddit still shows me what I want to see, and it's very easy to avoid unnecessary content, while Twitter's algorithm is designed to annoy me above all else. Story 31. Discuss in fandoms, but only decent or small-sized ones. I usually stay away from very large fandoms and instead just read posts rather than interact in them. Story 32. to distract myself from being in a difficult relationship and to gain some free advice on how to be a better communicator in relationships. I've been single for a week now. I find myself using it because it's the only social media platform I can enjoy scrolling through. Story 33. I first used Reddit as I could not think of an anime movie I watched years ago, though I think that was a different account as I cannot find that post anymore. Then I came back to it years later as I used to comment on YouTube videos quite a bit but wanted to engage with or read better discussions. I also got annoyed at YouTube comments getting removed and the thumbs down option being gone too. Now I mainly use it to follow music artists so I can know when tickets go on sale for concerts so I can get out of the house and off the computer. Story 34. Because I get really bored at work, I honestly hate Reddit. The type of person that uses Reddit is the most annoying person ever, myself included. It's also mind-boggling how much they've destroyed this site with new Reddit and how it doesn't work at all on a mobile browser. If I can't use it in a browser, I'm not going to use it at all. So I don't use it on my phone anymore. Story 35. To study people and to test and refine my own ideas, expressed in various tones and levels of recalcitrance, within this subset of the overall population. You are all being analyzed as rats in my mental lab, and even if you are not directly engaging me as an experiment commenter, you are still in my control group. Story 36. Because Reddit is the last bastion of free thought on the internet and a place where intellectually oriented individuals can resist fascism in a safe environment. We are the key to defeating Trump. Story 37. In the subreddits I'm in and enjoy, people seem a lot more relaxed and switched on when compared to similar groups or pages on Facebook or Twitter. I see less spam, ads, and reposts and dumb people except on subreddits dedicated to dumb people being dumb. Information seems fresher and freer. You can stumble upon some truly depraved stuff on here if you know where to look or aren't careful about what subreddits and links you click. Plus, Reddit feels a little more private. If someone wanted, they could probably easily figure out who I am on this account. I'm not really trying to hide. On my alternate account though, good luck guessing anything about me, I mostly just lurk over there. Story 38. I initially used it for my job at a startup media company because they wanted us to spam the focus out of their content by any means. But then I left and discovered it's a good resource for memes, samples, drum kits, and other things I use as a music producer. Story 39. Because my wife doesn't, it's mainly for the hobbies I do and to occasionally look at girls with their clothes off. I also like doom scrolling and posting nonsense. Story 40. Porn search initially got me here, then I realized the almost endless possibilities. Local sex posts, even though I don't respond to them, I keep hoping I'll see someone I know. Dad jokes. Communing with people in my generation, in my hobbies, in my fetishes. Joined some of the big groups to see what the nation is feeling. See what comments get the most votes. Chubby girls, oh my god. The chubby girls. Thank you all for your lack of inhibition. There are things here you can't find anywhere else in the world. Story 41. I have no idea, but it can be fun and frustrating. Like all the attractive people posting in the Am I Ugly subreddit knowing full well they are gorgeous and sad. Story 42. I just like how I can take any product and type, Reddit product any good? And just go by actual recommendations and reviews. Also, home improvement do-it-yourself advice, movie and television news, book reviews, funny and jokes. Any article for anything I'm interested in is here. It may sound cliche, but I love Reddit. Story 43. Because I can see things I'm genuinely interested in here, it doesn't really work on other social media. And lately, it's even better at searching for information than Google. Story 44. The only social media where you don't have to worry about being canceled for saying the wrong thing, with no one trying to show off that their lives are better than yours. Feels more honest within the community than most other social media. Story 45. The topics on the subreddits are very interesting, and I generally love to read the posts and opinions of other people. My favorite subreddits are generally the ones that relate to gaming or personal computer hardware. Reddit is my most viewed webpage besides YouTube and movie sites. It generally makes me very happy when I get positive reputation on Reddit since I have no friends in real life and rarely anyone to talk to. Story 46. I joined it just to check it out, but turned it into my #1 home for original content sharing, when I went into the original content subreddit. The moderators banned me, so now I'm just randomly browsing the AskReddit and Marvel posts. Story 47. I need to be able to vent and grumble somewhere. Laugh out loud. Edit. I also like trying to help people here and there sometimes, and I get to learn things. Sometimes I need to babble out the stuff that I'm trying to learn. Story 48, because my husband does and it looked interesting. Also, I enjoy being able to write things out. I'm home alone all day, so it's nice to have some form of conversation. Story 49. I've always been a forum type of guy, and Reddit has that structure. Besides that reason, I'm here for news, things I like, cool stuff, and sports. I use Instagram the same way. I don't care for views or likes. Story 50. It used to be a fun platform, and I became addicted to it. Now it's awful, but the addiction is hard to break. It provides little value except for some very niche subcategories, and I can find them as I need just with a Google search. Story 51. It's a mix of Twitter and TikTok, but without the stealing and militancy. I've never seen anyone toxic. My feed only recommends quality things. Simply incredible. Story 52. There is a subreddit for literally anything, and it makes for some of the wildest things ever. Where else would you find something called Dragons FING Cars or Bread Stapled to Trees? It really is a melting pot of everything imaginable, and I love it for that.